Hey Guru Nation, welcome back to another video. We posed for a picture for Latinos in Clinical Research for the Instagram. So we had a meeting with Monica, Chris, discussing all kinds of things, and Chris brought up a good one because we actually had in the CRA Academy a bunch of last minute people want to join.
We did.
And in the CRC,
same.
You don't even know, but I sent some over to you. Some of them are like, look, I've been blacklisted as being a CRA because I've lied on my resume. So I tell them, you gotta go the CRC route because you're not gonna be able to get into CROs. If you lie on your resume, don't
get
do
caught.
it.
And
You're
get
gonna
caught.
get blacklisted.
And get
so you
caught.
have to go the circuitous route. You gotta go the scenic route of being coordinator. And I told that person I wouldn't tell you who they are, but they're in your class.
Ooh.
All right.
Have fun guessing.
So Chris brought up a good question. What's the topic right now for this video?
So does it make sense, if you're interested in breaking into research, into the industry, does it make sense to quit your current job in which maybe you make a reasonably good living? Does it make sense to quit a CRC with the intention of becoming a CRA? Does that make sense? Does that path make sense?
So does it make sense to quit your current job outside of research, to be a CRC, to go the circuitous route,
Of being a CRA?
to maybe one day being a CRA?
Yep.
The answer is it depends. So I've actually told some people, like people who wanted to do CRA Academy, they're like, hey, I'm making 100 grand a year. And I was like, well, you're willing to take a pay cut? Because the first year, you're probably going to make like less than that, way less. After that, if you work your way up, you can make that
Or
again.
more.
And even
Potentially more.
And even more. But it's a risk, and I don't know their personal situation. Everyone's personal finances are different. We can't, I'm not an accountant. We can't go through and look at your income income expense.
It's deeper
sheet.
than that too. I mean, how disappointed are you with your current position, wherever you're working? A lot of people hate their current job.
What's the long-term prospects of your
Exactly.
industry? You could be in a dying industry.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of variables there that you gotta be able to figure
Decide
out.
for yourself.
The answer is, if you're already interested in clinical research, it's probably something that you're considering as possibly a future career for you. And like Monica always says, no matter what your background is, there's always a job for you in clinical research.
And I think the beauty of starting as a CRC is that you have like a solid foundation where you can see all the possible paths. So maybe you're starting with a goal in mind of being a CRA, but then after you start, you actually decide, you know what, I want to open my own business. Then you will be able to do
Absolutely.
it, right?
And
The question I get all the time is like, hey, like exactly what you were saying to start this video. If I quit my job, I need to be a CRA as my next job. And my advice is that's very rarely gonna happen.
It can
CRA,
happen, but yeah, that's right.
they don't play around unless you're an RN and you're quitting your hospital job.
Or a doctor.
Or a doctor, but even doctors, sometimes they consider them overqualified, but like international medical graduate maybe. But if you're like an RN, you could probably be a CRA if you try enough places. But if you're just a regular person, like a project manager somewhere outside of research or in the financial services industry, and you think that you're going to be a CRA as your first job, that's unrealistic in my opinion. Even though it does happen, it's unrealistic and it's low probability.
You know that another question I get also a lot is that if they don't have a bachelor's, can they become a CRA?
Rare.
Yeah, exactly.
You can, but rare.
Yeah.
Rare, but increasingly more so. So if somebody has 10 years or more of CRC experience, they can get put in as CRAs.
With some companies.
With some companies. And it helps if the company is a site and a CRO, like some of those phase 1 units.
Yep.
Or some of the hospitals like Mount Sinai has sites and CRO services. So that's a case where that may happen, but like you said,
And I
it's
think
rare.
we would all agree with this. The best CRAs were once CRCs. I think we would all agree with that.
Yeah.
Right? They have experiences
Or
with
nurse
CRC.
or RN.
I still think CRC having that experience makes for the best CRAs because it's relatable. Because they're dealing with CRCs, not
Yeah.
exclusively, but damn near.
And they
To the
will
site.
understand the
Yeah.
site
They're
better.
relatable to the site, but the sponsor likes those RNs because
Oh,
those
certainly.
RNs, you can't get anything past them in the inclusion-exclusion criteria because
Yep.
the RNs know how to read between the lines. They say, well, this person was taking this medication, unless it's off-label for something, that might be exclusionary. You can't get things past the RN CRA.
Yeah, that's true, but also the CRCs have experience if they work in a specific therapeutic area for many years. They will
I don't know
understand
what
those
Julie's
stuff
recording
too,
over
no?
there.
Yeah. So, Chris, do you have anything else you want to say?
Yeah, point the camera at Julie so they know what I'm talking about. I have no idea what she's recording.
They're having a good time, and hopefully so are you guys. Like, subscribe, comment, share, and let us know what questions you have because we've been on a roll lately answering questions. Thank you, Monica. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Catch you all later.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Dora, for pointing the camera at Julie.